Hello and welcome everyone to the Redstone Quarry podcast, episode 8, I believe.
It's 8.
It is 8. Alright. Today we have in here
Enemy.
Niels.
and Wout. This episode is probably gonna be a bit weird. One, because we don't have a lot of people. Two, because we don't really have much of a main topic. We've already discussed a fair bit of things over the course of the weeks here, and we're basically gonna try to go into it and come up with something on the not really on the go, but while we discuss all stuff like follow up and news and such.
We'll find something.
We're just gonna see where it takes
Niels thinks they will find something. I consider it experiment. Well, also we don't really have much better
Be
plan.
positive.
So
Yeah, let's see how it turns.
Niels is being positive. He's trying to use that approach because he thinks it will work, but he won't. Right.
No,
Uh, So I guess
Yeah.
that's the introduction. Anything else we need to discuss about the podcast?
no, I think like we don't have any big editorial stuff this time.
Okay, then I guess we will move right on
Oh,
to.
wait.
Oh,
I thought
sorry.
I had something. About the release date. The last couple of times, we are always trying to release it on Sunday, and we
Oh,
are
yeah.
recording it on Friday
It's not
evening
possible.
/ for all three of us, it's now Saturday morning. It takes a while to edit it in Audacity, and then for background footage, doing show notes, and we don't have the entire day of time for that. So we might be changing to release it on Monday, because the last couple of times it was mostly a Monday morning.
Well, Monday, I would be okay with anything like Tuesday. And it depends because, of course, I'm not involved in that process. I typically do show notes, which I have to do for this week. So, I would definitely won't object against postponing it because, really, if you look at the follow up, which is really the only thing holding us back from, I guess, releasing it later.
Yeah.
Almost all of it is done in I would say if we get 5 comments, like 4 out of 5 will be posted within 2 days. So as
Yeah.
long as we release it on Wednesday, we will get the vast
It's-
majority of the follow-up.
Most people listen to it, right when it's released. But me myself, when I listen to podcasts, I listen to one podcast that's those are it has stopped, so it's all episodes of 2 years ago, and another one, typically I listen to it right after it's launched, but sometimes for now, it's about a week earlier. Well, I've not listened to it, so.
I actually typically listen to podcasts, well, I guess Hello Internet in specific,
Mm-hmm.
while I'm cooking, so I'm like, for the rest, I just do, well, I do listen to something, and the radio is fucking what am I saying?
I should cook.
Yeah. I have to do it once a week, alright? So, anyway. I also don't listen to it when it's released. Like, I'm watching there, like, I guess, Niels, you know the timeline for a bit. I'm on the second last episode right now there. Last one, I think, was released a couple of weeks ago already, so I also don't listen to them right away, but that's also I think we are a minority. If you look at the comments and such, at least most of the follow-up, you really get it the first time. I guess we can go back and check all the episodes, but I doubt we will find much comments after a week.
Someone, let me just quickly look it up, commented about that the length, that he does not have time to listen to all of it at once.
It's not a problem. You can like
It
do
depends.
the news part first, and then when you have more time, listen to the rest. Like
What I usually do is I often listen to it to the evening just before I go to sleep, and I just listen half an hour, and after that I go to sleep. And I download the episode, and I have it on my iPad, and I have a countdown timer that after a half an hour it will just stop automatically. And splitting it up in different parts, then you don't have to find 1 hour of listening time, and for me it works.
Well, so Niels listens to our own podcast every evening for half an hour.
No,
just because it's so boring that you can fall asleep.
I should listen to our own podcasts other than for editing.
Well,
It's mostly the Hello Internet or the Hypercritical.
like what I used to do is I used to have it on my iPod and then play it at 2 times speed, which on the iPod it says 2 times, but it's actually more like 1.5, 1.4, something like that. Because like it takes longer than half the time. And yeah, that's a good way because when it's 1.5 times, it's still really understandable, and it saves a bit of time.
It was MC Edge that said that he does not have time for doing for listening to all of it at once.
I shouldn't really disregard something because, or I wouldn't disregard his opinion because we disagree because we don't listen to it. So, yeah, question for the listeners, viewers, whatever. What do you think? Do you care about the length? Do you just watch it in pieces? Do you want to watch it in one piece? Do you, and if so, what's
after
what
20 minutes, 20-minute mark, just like in UFC.
Because I indeed also really just got them up and like I just like, oh, I'm done with this one, let's go to the next one until I'm done cooking typically.
One of those
anymore.
There was a Christmas special, and it was an episode of 2.5 hours.
Oh yeah, I mean I watched that took me like 3 weeks or something to get through.
On vacations I don't really listen to podcasts, although I have more time. I don't know why.
Wout doesn't make enough waffles for all the long podcasts.
I don't even know how to bake waffles, although I did ate some today, but...
And you're saying you are Belgian?
Yeah, I actually...
Belgians.
My mom made waffles, okay, they were yummy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I do...
Supermarket.
I make potatoes and stuff typically because I'm bad. And that's simple stuff.
White potatoes?
Yeah, just peel them and you pour some water in them and you put them on the fire and you wait for 15 minutes and kinda done. Not that hard. Oh, well, I think we're becoming a cooking podcast, so maybe we should leave it right there.
So let's discuss our recipe of the week.
Yeah.
Let's stop before everybody gets
Pizza.
hungry.
Put it in your oven and...
I guess we're gonna do news now, right?
No, normally still like we get through all of the comments and that's a little bit of things.
Well,
Is it follow-up first or news first?
Normally you do follow up first, I think, and then news.
continuity.
Makes more sense.
Yeah.
I see
Yeah,
Jenrik
let's do it.
Weisse, and I still don't know how to pronounce your name. Damn it.
Weise.
a
But
GW.
like he told us in like an earlier podcast that we should call him Jewe.
Jewe.
Yeah.
Jewe.
Because that's
Okay.
what he's called on Twitch.
Yeah, I've seen him on Twitch already. I've spoken to him a couple of times. So he said the best normal overworld mob farm I know uses slime blocks. 42k items per hour. Well, thing with
Slime blocks,
and
they revolutionized it a little bit because they can push it just like a 10 white piston extended, all doing it at once. And
Yes,
like
but-
the
yeah, but-
thing with that is
can't easily
that-
reject it. So
the 42,000 items an hour. That sounds good, but best design I know, in a decent size, I guess you could say, under perfect spawning conditions, does like what was it, 77,000 an hour, something like that.
could very well really, but the thing
like-
really. Oh, go
And
ahead.
that's just a standard piston pushing with the tripwire, and
And-
1.8 that's even better with
a Guardian
the,
farm. Isn't that also a
transparent
mob?
block.
Isn't a Guardian farm also a mob farm?
Yeah, but I think he's
Yeah,
talking about
but
general
that's-
mobs. No, not
Yeah,
like
I
general.
mean,
it's
Guardian
zombies,
is pretty
skeletons,
obvious. You just flush them through the water and you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about like the regular mob farms, but the thing really is with those that you can make them a limited size, and as with all mob farms, vast majority of efficiency is gained through perimeter. Once you've got that down, it really isn't. I guess you can make things more efficient, but just expanding it, getting more spawn spaces will probably increase the efficiency by quite a bit. It's really when we talk about efficiency, or at least
The
when
only
I do, it's about wish farms. What do you think?
Yeah, when you're
Cause-
stacking them on top of each other, when they have to go to multiple layers of switching,
Yeah.
shifting floors, that's something that it is more spawn spaces, but it's, for the mob at the top level, it has to wait.
Oh
5
yeah,
seconds
definitely.
and-
Like, I mean, when I made that prank video, or prank, but it was basically just a joke where I messed with structures and created this witch to the sky and claimed it was a bug. Not sure if you've seen it, but anyway.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah, so I mean, I of course I know how almost all witch farm designs work, but they are two. They used to be two, now they're 3 layers. I think I would have had 100 layers or something, so that would have been incredibly inefficient. So I just went for a central drop shaft, and I think that would be way better. So yeah, but really, witch farms are a design on their own because they have such limited spawning space. You really need to get the last item out of it you can. And for other farms, it's the efficiency is way less of an issue, I think, because
With gold farm, you can just make 3,000 or 4,000
Yeah, like
spawning
okay,
spaces, and
with gold farms you don't have a problem with other space farms. Like I guess for guardian farm you don't really care because 100,000 an hour is like more than you ever need, and if you have 100 or 105,000, it wouldn't matter that much. But
Yeah.
for like wither skeleton farms, that's
yeah.
spawn spaces, and it's also really an issue because the intersection is like so and so big, and you're limited by that. And
yeah, but still, those farms
like-
are super fast, and
what I saw this week was it's not actually new this week. I just saw it this week. It's a wither skeleton farm. It's called the Wolf Pack, and it uses wolves to get the wither skeletons and skeletons into the middle where they fall down, and every other one gets crushed and they get to the overworld, and you can kill them there. And it works like you sit in a minecart and then you ride towards the farm where everything spawns in the farm, and the wither skeletons run into a drop shaft, and then you ride away again so everything else despawns, and you get back again and you get more wither skeletons and so on.
so it's
Nice
basically
concept.
it's already a sword for only the wither skeletons.
Yeah, and normal skeletons, but they also get crushed. So, yeah, it's a cool thing. I'm not sure if that's like faster than what, for example, the Wither Viper, but it could be something that could be also improved upon and used. So that was pretty cool. I think the Animos was the guy who made it.
Yeah, it will be in the show notes.
One of the questions I have about that though, the thing, if you already use wolves to push them into the drop shaft, doesn't that mean they drop? You can just have them dead. Basically, you can just have the drop shaft be lethal. Because I haven't tested this myself yet, but I've heard in 1.8, since 1.8, you can actually use wolves to emulate player kills. Yeah, a player kill.
I think that works.
Yeah,
So you can basically just have the wolves push them in there, and then they die, and you can collect the wither skull. That's pretty cool if that works, actually.
Earlier, I've seen some automatic blaze farm, and it was just a normal blaze spawn, and it was also using wolves to kill them, so you get experience. So I think you get experience from wolves still. It was before 1.8, I think.
Yeah, that's possible. Do you still have anything to say about the mob farms?
Let me see the rest of the comments.
With the efficiency for spawning space, like there's this really old video from JL, I think it's like 2 years ago or something.
Oh yeah, but it is, as far as I know, it's still a pretty good representation of current spawning mechanics, right?
Yeah, like it's pretty accurate apart from the thing from the part where it says air blocks instead of transparent non-solid blocks.
Yes, such things were changed. Also, the amount, like he says, I think that 16 blocks are selected every tick from a chunk up to 128, and if you build higher than from up to 256, apparently it's now something more complex with steel values. But you guys already talked about that, right?
Yeah, basically the whole LC value part doesn't apply anymore because it's like LC 255 in every chunk now.
Well, yeah, it was a bit more.
The lazy fix.
Yeah, but the general principle of it picks an air spot, does it check with a 5 times random thing, and then checks, well, it picks an air spot. It picks a transparent spot 5 times random, checks for collisions, that kind of stuff. That's all still applies as far as I know, and that's a pretty good.
Also in the description of the video, there's a updated video which is basically almost the same but with minor fixes.
Yeah, I think it was like a month later or something. So
Yeah, it's
bit
it's
sure.
not really new, but
these videos were both, I think, from 2012 or something. But the main algorithm hasn't been changed that much.
Back in my day.
Yeah, like
yeah,
I mean,
and in the end he also shows the piston pushing mob farm design. That's I think the best one out there at the
it's
moment.
probably
Still.
pretty efficient. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's really efficient in 1.8 with the
Which one
non-solid
is
blocks.
that?
It's actually 100% efficient per spot.
Think-
That's normal piston pushing with tripwire.
The one
Thing with-
that's also used for the Enderman farms.
Yeah, I guess. Oh no,
Kinda.
wait, no. I think
Oh,
I
no.
used pressure plates, so they had individual triggers. But yeah, it
Depends
was-
on what Enderman farm and you think of, but
Well, like
one
Pan was
we
under my
had.
farm, right? And
yeah,
it
but
just
Panda has
set
the
the one.
tripwire edition and the
Yeah, but his tripwire edition, the one he made it turtle off himself. but- I think
I
Gel's
don't
design was
exactly.
with pressure plates.
like in the video he shows different designs. He shows one with pressure plates where he shows the why the efficiency is so low because of the not air blocks.
But now that's fixed, right?
Yeah, now that changed.
Yeah, now you just have to get transparent blocks and 100% efficiency. It used to be like the goal of farms. Like, of course, you can always expand your farm, but when it got to designs, the competition kind of seemed to be about who can get the highest efficiency design with the most spawn spaces. Like, a good ratio right there. But yeah, right now it's just maximize spawn spaces. Efficiency 100% seems to be pretty simple to achieve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can just use slabs and then
But even so,
almost do everything.
I don't really care that much because, just as an example, I think after like this cost me like 2 or 3 nights of AFKing, or maybe not even, or maybe just one. It's
Is
been
it
so
your
long, but
super efficient mob farm with only one double chest of sorting?
yeah, actually no, I expanded the storage, so I could do a
Oh.
bunch. I could probably do a week of AFKing on there before it gets full. I think I
How many
have
chests
4
do you have
double.
now too?
I think I have something like 32, but that's
Oh,
4
okay.
per drop and some because the witches take in a lot of drops.
It's about as long as it takes enemy to upload the podcast if he
For
would do
frick's
that.
sake, I can look at this right now. I'm logging in. Oh man.
You want to hear something funny?
What?
Our slime farm on Conspiracy, it's designed. There's no video out there for it yet.
Enemy design, right?
Yeah, it's me and Zack did it, and we AFK there. I don't know how long it took. Like in under 2 days, we filled up what is it, 20 double chests of
A lot.
slime balls, and we crafted some of that even. I crafted it all empty, and like 2 days later, it was almost full again. And yeah, it's pretty fast. It's faster than your mob farm, most likely.
It surely is, but I'm just thinking you can get like I have a double chest of all 4 main mob drops in here. We don't have string because yeah, just 1 white spawn pads with pressure plate and with tripwire and pistons, so no spiders. But I just don't really care anymore. Like with no perimeter, it's dug into the ground, so there's very little air space around. Actually, mainly it's just the shaft in the middle which provides transparent block
We
space. I
also
guess.
still have to do a perimeter for the slime farm because we want to make a new one and a separate perimeter.
Yeah, but the thing is, why do you need that much? Like, one of the things is
We don't.
which farm? Oh, Jesus Christ! Which farm? Okay, Wither Skelly farm. Okay, but when it gets to the regular mob farms, I'm just like, look at this. Why would you need? I've got now like there's a double chest of hot flesh laying around, double chest of gunpowder laying around. Well, I can't use the
Well,
gunpowder for
gunpowder-
trading material, but
Gunpowder
that-
is useful for the
TNT, yes. But who makes a big explosion?
If you are going to do an explosion, you should do a big explosion.
I think we need to quote that. But the thing is that there are like only application for like several chests or dozens in this case of gunpowder is well Armageddon, you know. But who's doing that? So in
But
almost all scenarios, I don't think regular mob farms really need to be that advanced.
String is for most mob farms nowadays they use tripwire, and we never have tripwire around. And yeah, we have a double spider spawner, but yeah, it's Just not. Yeah, when we're there, the storage system is just not loaded, so it's just not really working out. And
It's just at the
every
edge of the
time when we need
computer.
string, it's looking through all the chests, asking everyone, "Do you have a bit of string?" And because
Yeah, you also have to stand there and no one does it ever.
yeah,
Pro
By the
tip.
way, question. Is there like a mob farm design, not like spider spawners, but normal mob farm design for only spiders? Is there like anyone ever care to do that? Probably not, right?
do spiders
only
only need a one
spiders.
hive thing?
So basically, a
Yes.
mob farm with just one. That's interesting, but I can't really think of any design for that.
Yeah, like I can't
If
think
any
of any either.
string, it's simple. Cave spider spawner. Like on our
Yeah.
server, it's quite funny. Someone built the base. One of Mr. Mikesan, I think, what he mentioned on the show. And like he dug down. Don't know how he managed to figure it out, but he just had a triple cave spider spawner under his house. And yeah,
Well,
it gives you enough
When I
string.
was playing on another server, there was someone else found with 5.
5. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Like
4
this
or
is-
5. It was really a lot. And one of them broke because I don't know why he was stupid. He
How
just
did you-
broke it.
Fuck it's panda.
How do you get 5 with normal generation?
Well, it's
I have once
Just one.
seen a seed. I think Suma showed it in a video
with 2 in the
with
chunk
8.
or what?
with
Whoa.
8.
Well,
Spider
see, that's the
spawns.
thing. You can actually get 9 chunks within range, you know? If you send
Mhm.
an enchanter of a chunk, you can have spawners in a 3x3 chunk around you. In some spots, in those chunks, they will be within range, you know?
Yeah.
Those were
What
cave
I would be more
spiders.
interested in is really, well, actually, maybe, no, actually,
it?
you're right. I don't think it really is any more rare for it to spawn within the same chunk as in a different chunk, because it has to run the entire algorithm over again, and it has a very high chance of not hitting the quiet
Is
airspace, of
for
course.
I know that for the Net of Fortress, there are only 2 blaze spawners in there. Is it for the mine shafts also that there are only X amount of blaze spawners,
Oh, okay,
cave
yeah,
spider
actually,
spawners in there?
yeah, thinking of it, the only spawner generation stuff I know about is dungeons, and manshafts are completely different, so...
Ah.
I know that the fortresses work completely differently. You cannot mess. Well, not because of me, but because of Panda has been saying this for a very long time that you cannot mess with what are they called?
Minecraft
Damn it.
generation or Blaze
Yeah,
spawn generation?
Yeah, Blaze Spawn generation. Yes.
Yeah, like I think the problem with Blaze spawner generation is like people ask for Blaze spawners, but Blaze spawners spawn with the fortress and they spawn like the fortress starts somewhere and it like pieces together all these like intersection and stairway and all these kinds of things. And you cannot predict where your Blaze spawner will be because it's like so many random calls.
Mm-hmm.
No, not
As
that
I know.
really. You can actually. That's the thing. If it's
Yeah.
just random calls, you can always reconstruct it using another file. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
but,
that
like,
I don't
hard.
think-
how would you affect that?
How would you affect that?
Like,
Well-
if your like starting point for the generation of your fortress is somewhere completely different and you don't know what it will generate.
Well, see, that's the thing. You always know Minecraft is deterministic. You use the Java randomness function, which you can run yourself already to figure out the results. That's how dungeon manipulation works. You just know what it's gonna be if you give it certain input, so you can use that.
Yeah, but does the Blaze spawner spawn on like a certain amount of blocks around it or something? Doesn't, right?
Oh, I do not know how that works, but
Yeah.
as
like,
far as I know, the
how-
problem is just that it's fortress spawn at given locations, and it basically don't really care much about the blocks which were present. They just dig right through them.
Mm-hmm.
As a
Yeah,
result,
so-
you can't just place blocks around to mess with the algorithm.
Yeah, I think that's a problem. So you just it's not possible. Yeah, I push more blocks in there. It's why my spawner's not there. Just not that way.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Any other feedback still or?
Let me see in the comments.
Like,
Oh yeah, actually, MC Edge, you already mentioned part of his comment, but the other part was about. Let me quickly scroll back.
2 short
Yeah,
podcasts a week.
Yeah,
Comment,
basically splitting up the
Wout.
podcasts.
Oh,
Yeah?
you have the access to the account as well. Just go to youtube.com/comments. You can see all of the comments in one page.
Yeah, well, it's not that much of a big page, so I think I'm alright with the standard page.
I like it in this way because it's way quicker to go there.
So yeah, I don't really know. Oh, go
Two
ahead.
separate episodes. What do you think about that?
I will just, I guess, because of
Just go ahead.
yeah, I was distracted because Enemy, apparently you have very nice friends in Visitors and Conspiracy AFK channel. Oh well.
Let's see who's in AFK.
For the people that are listening,
Yeah.
he referred to my second account in TeamSpeak. That's just an AFK channel.
Okay. Oh well. So what we're we're talking about two podcasts. So I will just say what I said in the comments for the viewers, and you can discuss whether I'm an idiot or whether I'm right. I guess whether I'm maybe partially right, but that doesn't exist, right?
Say what you said.
All right. So let's say what I was said. Basically, it's really about that. As we already stated earlier this episode, it's getting a lot of work, not really the recording, but getting all of the things around the recording done. And splitting them into two, of course it won't double the work because it will be shorter, but there is something like overhead you need to do for every episode release, and if you were to split it in two, that would be quite a bit more work. I think we can all agree. So that's my main objection against the plan.
Don't talk Dutch.
The thing is, I don't even know if I can be for next week's podcast because of like how my time for my scheduling and so on. So like it's already hard enough to get enough people together like once a week.
Yeah, like now we're with 3. Like a lot of people having
midweek. Getting more people together. I don't think so. Like we possibly could like record both at one day, but
yeah, recording midweek is totally not an option because if people on outside of the world, in the US and in Europe, there's a 6-hour time difference at least. So if it's just 6 o'clock for them in the US, it's already midnight, and on weekdays we have school or work, and it's not possible then.
Yeah,
only
we can see the only time we can get it right for each other.
It could be possible to do it, but it would be a lot harder.
Yeah, I've listened a bit of one other podcast, and they sometimes have shorts, and it's just a 10-minute episode. It is an entire other type of podcast. This is more a couple of persons talking. Not 2 dudes, more dudes talking.
2 dudes talking, more dudes talking. Very nice.
And there it's more, they edit it and they edit in this sound and that sound. It's more of a storytelling thing, and they sometimes have shorts, but I don't think it's really working out if we just do a little part on news, because for this episode, I don't know what we have been doing. News, follow-up, whatever.
Well, we started with editorial, then we kind of went to follow-up, and also we're like, oh look, there's also this thing actually we got added.
Something like this, this is only news, and if you would say only news,
now we're back to editorial.
I don't want this to be a news report.
I don't really care that much. I really like the 2 dudes talking model.
Yeah.
Just,
this is more than due.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shut up then.
Oh well, no. Jesus Christ, I feel so bad.
Just don't talk at the same time. Okay, this first 5 minutes, you 2 talk, then
So I really like them a lot more, because if we're gonna do this for some time, it better be fun. And doing lots of work, it gets boring after a while.
And if it's 2 dudes talking, it's a bit the same as normal TeamSpeak, just 2 dudes talking.
We could just record normal TeamSpeak and put it up once a week. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be very fun also.
Then we will hear all of those user left your channel thing and user timed out.
We can like turn it off if you want.
Yeah, we will turn it off.
It would be way too random for like.
Yeah, even more random.
Alright.
I
think we maybe should go on to the next comment, so we're not even making it through this in the first episode.
Oh, yeah. Someone commented about the background footage.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
It's
last time
I had
Micro had some background footage pre-recorded, so we thought, hey, finally we planned something. And
yeah, and then everything
last
went wrong.
minute he got some problems and yeah, he could not do it. Upload it and yeah.
What Niels
without-
means is I hate Micro from now on. But I am not saying it explicitly because Micro may be watching. Yeah. So he had some problem. We don't know what happened either, but
Yeah.
yeah.
IRL stuff.
He will probably be back next time. Well, he was actually he almost made it over here, but then something else came in the way apparently. So
And so
I think
yeah,
I should be back next time or time after
Wout
that.
did some last minute stuff
Yeah.
and it was PvP. so
Stuff. It's not stuff. Let's get this straight. We already
failing.
planned on week. No. We planned for weeks that I would do something at some point, and I would
Really?
show my Super MLG Pro Epic
Oh.
PvP skills.
Yeah.
I think there's also a couple other words I need to add to that list, but I forgot them already. So yeah, I went for that because I like that server, and there are a couple of cool jumps you can do with
Started
ladders.
super good stuff.
They're just but like on all the maps, I just love those jumps with ladders because I just place the ladders and no one else on the server for some reason seems to be using them. Although I am constantly jumping down on them, and I was like, "Oh, that guy jumped down and he survived. Well, that must have been magic." Yeah, it's kind of. I don't think the server kind of has a young average player, which also is a good reason to play on there because you get tons of kills easily. Like I'm not kidding you. Like
Otherwise, you can't win.
if you ignore the suicides, which I do because of technical reasons, tactical
reasons. Oh,
tacticals reasons
for
constantly.
placing the ladders and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Like for this. Oh look, I've captured this flag. I need to get somewhere else. Suicides, new flag war. Bam, I'm here now. So yeah, if I ignore those, I think it's fair to say I could get maybe a 3 KDR, so just fighting random people. And it's not because I'm a super good PvPer.
But because everyone else is bad.
Well, yeah, I do think that most people are kind of young and are like a bit spamming around. Minecraft PvP isn't that complex, but there are some things you can do.
Yeah, it's some stuff. It's mostly just left clicking and spamming.
Yeah,
Like-
and I guess also it's a Dutch server, so that surely helps. Alright, so that's the server out of the way, but basically the complaint first was like, well, that's weird. Like action, I thought would be a bit more interesting, but of course, I think was it Yewe? Yes, it was. He does have a point that it is more distracting. So, I guess yeah, sure. If you want to,
Yeah, for this time the background footage I already recorded it. It's not distracting at all.
like, I just do it myself on my own channel because then I don't. It's not such a pain to watch through it. Because I also like watching more through action and stuff. Not because that'll be good, but it's better than just grinding. But I guess if you don't want
This
it
is
to
not
distract
even
you,
grinding.
if you're really about the listening part, you don't care about the rest of the experience, you want that to be the best. Yeah, we probably should get some grinding, I guess, or nothing really. We
If
can,
you
Yeah,
want your
like-
best audio quality, then we should just have a blank space because then there's more bitrate for the audio and nothing.
yeah, probably.
I would love to record like some of the digging I do all week, but my upload is so bad. It would take
Yeah,
literally
we
2 weeks
calculated.
to upload.
No, 2 days of non-stop uploading at your max uploading speed to upload 5 gigabytes. That's about what podcast video is going to be.
5
Yeah.
gigabytes.
and
Oh.
that's
Yeah, the other time for me it was 7 gigabytes, but yeah, I used just a bit high settings, and those settings are more meant for when you have a 5 minutes video, not 1.5 hours. So
yeah, like
it was a bit big.
maybe at some point I might record something and try to upload it, and I know probably 2 weeks afterwards you can see that because it takes forever and so on. But
Yeah, you can always just send the
Yeah.
USB stick to Google.
yeah, no, I
Yeah.
send it to the Netherlands to you and you can upload it then.
Actually, I wouldn't say so because, hey, I can do some self-advertising right here. I only got this mouse from jail today, and that's
Forever or what?
I think that's 10 days. Yeah, he sent it last Tuesday. Now it's Friday. So yeah, Netherlands. Damn it, Germany. Southeastern Germany to Belgium. 10 days. I don't know what happened DHL, but what the fuck? Oh well.
We could like in the summer we could like all meet up and I bring like a hard drive full with background footage.
Yeah,
just
great.
record half a year and
Hey, but then
we
you
meet
have
up and
to
have a barbecue
plug
or
off
something.
your hard drive from your computer.
Well, I have external hard drives. That's not a problem.
Oh yeah. Otherwise, your hard drive is used to spinning all the time.
Well,
Yeah.
not if your computer is turned off.
His computer is
Yeah.
not turned off. The enemy does not know power off.
Not if you're in what's it called? Standby mode, I think. Yeah, most OSs do have some system where they stop the hard drive spinning, although they're still on at some point. Well,
Yeah. Well, I guess we can come to news now. Or do we have more
have we?
stuff? Do we have more
Well, I
stuff?
think those are we have
I think
4
those-
comments.
Those were like
Oh wait, actually, you also said one third thing. Damn it, dude, you're always talking. No, we're just kidding. He's talking about some suggestions like autocrafting and flight potions, but I don't really know. Does that relate to anything in the past episode?
I think we talked about automating and how like how flight and autocrafting are like the things that keeping us from being in creative at basically because like
Well,
we have
I
all
would.
the items anyway because we have still super good mob farms.
One of the topics I thought of today because of that indeed is modded technical survival. So like, because
Like Feed the Beast or stuff.
yeah, Feed Beast see, that's the thing. You can play Feed the Beast. The Feed the Beast has lots of mods. There are different packs actually.
It also has some mods for making different kinds of shape blocks to really model your builds more than.
Yeah, there are all kinds of mods in different. Some
It's technical architecture. So
I use Ultimate, which is a pretty old one by now, I guess, but it has both like the magical side and the technical side.
I've never really played those mods. I've played Tekkit a week once just to try it out, but after a week I lost interest in it, and it was just in creative doing some. Oh, let's check out this block and.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. A lot of people hate it, but I didn't have a problem, and well, actually I do now, I guess, because I've grown bored of it. But I have definitely spent a fair bit of time on my AFTB survival world, and I mean, then we're talking about the final part was just flying around for a large part. I mean, I have I don't know what's called. Not the jetpack.
Flying around in creative or with your jetpacks?
Well, it's not the normal jet. It's like the highest tier of jetpacks. It's that combined with some kind of, I think it's iridium armor. I don't know what it's called. Basically, a top armor, and you can get on the body part. You can get a jetpack. Yeah, basically you're going fly, and a day I think you can do it with not you have to recharge at some point, but you can do it for a very long time with solar panels on your head. But yeah, okay, we can maybe a bit too technical for something which may not be our main topic, but I just thought of that.
The only thing I can remember of that is that there was one special block, and you just put every crap block you have in it, and it will convert it into
crap.
No, it will convert it in red matter or black matter or anything else.
I think you mean your U matter if you're talking about industrial crafts.
No. I think he is talking about what is it called? Equivalent exchange.
Yes, that.
Oh,
where we have like I don't remember the name either, but everything has like a value. Like cobble is like 1 or something, and if you
like a price and for
price
kind of shop.
And then if you have, you can exchange it out. So like what was it, like 8 iron ingots are like iron ingot is like 1024 or something.
Yeah, see, I don't think that one was involved there.
Is 8,000, and no, it adds all kinds of armor and like flying stuff and made OP stuff. But that's just one part of the mod. But I never really played it, so I can't.
Yeah, I think those mods that mod wasn't included in VT Beast for that reason. Or at least I wouldn't use it because I think I started a farm using like philosopher stones. You like this you can convert to diamonds, We can
Yeah,
break diamonds
like,
down into more.
you
And
don't need to make any farm. You just need
yeah, see, if you
you
just
need one farm
yeah, that's
to
the
get
problem.
high value stuff, and you can just convert it in everything you want.
Normally, I
And-
don't rate on hate on modded tech, but if you can build everything with one farm, then it seems kind of boring to me.
Yeah.
I want like one
But
farm, like
if you
I
have
have
to-
like one very complex farm to get a specific metal. For the other metals, a lot of them aren't even automatable, I guess. But the ones which are, you still need to farm for them. It's not just, oh look, you can produce this one thing, and because of the mod, you can convert everything is equivalent, you could say, to some extent, and you can convert it all.
45 minutes in.
Yeah, well, this is going great as an experiment.
Yeah. It works. We have something to talk about.
It's experience for the longest one yet. Possibly. This week, 1.8.2 pre-5 came out, and they changed some interesting things with beacons in the Nether. And I haven't tested it completely, but I think it's now in a way where you don't have to break bedrock so to get the beacon to work.
Yeah, because they removed the bedrock breaking, right?
Yeah, bedrock breaking is not in
Yeah.
anymore, so now they actually beacon in a way that they work in a Nether.
Is it just that they work, or does the beacon beam go through bedrock?
I
don't know.
I don't know.
I haven't checked it yet, but it looks like I guess they don't like people just messing with LC. Well, they used to do that, and now just digging through bedrock. So, like, hey, we remove bedrock breaking stuff, but now you can just get to your beacons done anyway.
You still can choose it to go up there for.
Yeah,
gold
so
farms and-
I guess thanks, but I still keeping this version for now. So not complete hate on Mojang this week, but I guess there are some parts.
Are
where
there
there's a bit we
any
don't like and
bedrock
don't like.
breaking bugs in that version that are still present? Or did they fix them all?
Well, let's just say for the top of the Nether, I
No.
can't think of any.
Okay. Also, just like looked up the changelog for one pre-5, and I noticed pre-6 is out.
What? Oh,
Last
Yeah.
minute news. Breaking.
Breaking
I
news.
actually don't see it. So
And
alright.
like they fixed 2 bugs. Bacon shows additional glitchy beam.
Yeah, they're doing a lot
and,
of these updates lately.
Daylight doesn't affect water and particles. And yeah, like pre-5 was that you if you
prefer that-
place an item into a beacon, it got lost when you like reloaded the world or whatever, and that the beacons didn't work consistently. And then that's the part where sometimes it works, and when you like put blocks by hand on top of the beacon, like way higher, but not generated terrain, then it wouldn't work. That's that one. Beacons need clear path to sky, Nether. Yeah, like all kinds of beacon things. Then there was like some things with mushrooms where like didn't really display some texture correctly, and glass paint were wrong way around or whatever. Yeah, and like not that interesting stuff.
Just to make this podcast more,
Good.
more messier, I just remember something I wanted to say. Why would you need to have so much slime balls? We needed it because of making a mega Moses for clearing water in a massive perimeter. I don't know why I
slime
just
machines,
remembered that.
right?
Yeah, those Moses slime machines.
Yeah,
to
like
move water.
Neil's calculations gave us what was it, like 2 double chests of slime blocks
Yeah.
for Moses or something.
But we will need more because that was only when we did 8 segments high, and I think we need to do 10.
It's gonna be big.
Yeah.
It's
We won't
gonna be way
run
too
it all
big.
at once because
It might crash
I
the
would
server.
expect that server would go, won't work.
Speaking of servers, I guess we're going to discuss this now because I just saw it, but looks like Mojang has released another statement on servers, and it kind of reminds me of the EULA, but it has nothing to do with it. It seems to be more directed towards individual responsibility rather than server responsibility, which is kind of interesting because back in June they put more responsibility on the servers, to prevent a bunch of abuse. But now it looks like they're kind of putting it back on the users. So I guess we will
What
do something
kind
for
of
next week.
rules are those?
Well, you know,
it's not rules. It's just like I didn't
They
read
said-
all,
Guidelines.
but
Yes,
it's
they said it was going to be enforced, but as usual, not enforced. Servers are still going, and it doesn't make sense because a lot of these servers, you can just put everything to Russia or something, and you're not going to get a court case against them over there, probably. I mean, you don't have to live there, you just have to host your servers there, you need to get your finances through there, I guess, and you're probably good legally, I guess. So it's a bit hard to stop everything online, I would say. Oh yeah, but that's I guess a bit away from the topic. Also, one thing.
Do we have a topic then?
The temporary topic. Temporary topic
okay.
is I guess the pre-release. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because there's been another one. One of the ones I think was P5. Was basically the glitch. It's called the glitch, of course. What does it say? Hoppers grab items from minecarts that aren't standing directly above them. Yeah, see, basically, the Mazuma games, I think it was, or no, I think it was Beerhead actually. I was messing it up.
Mhm.
He made a pretty cool minecart station. I guess we'll link to it. And the thing.
Talk to the microphone closer.
Sorry, I freaked
Close
out.
to the microphone.
I felt something at my feet. I was like, oh my god, don't let this be a spider.
Oh wait, it's just a cable.
No, it's not a cable.
monsters under my table.
It's a mouse.
I don't see anything under the table. No cables, no spiders.
Even more creepy.
Yeah, more creepy, whatever. I'm keeping my legs far away from that now. Yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Paleo. So basically, there was a school minecart station. It was like flush with the ground. You just went in, it ejected you. You moved the minecart. Just have a flat rail on the surface. When you enter, you just get a minecart right away. Like a string is used as a block detection, as a bot. Pretty cool. But one of the problems with it was basically that it used that mechanic where you can just get your minecart back through a solid block. And I think he released a fix for that, so we will also link it in the show notes. That's
Can't you
the only
grab
thing I really heard
anything
about.
through a solid block anymore?
I don't know. Normally you can get it through a solid block with a hopper minecart.
Yeah,
you
but
could
is
just put a hopper minecart in the solid block and then it works all the way.
Well, even if you don't do that, you can typically, when like for drop floors and stuff, just use a half snap. And I'm pretty sure they won't. If it's like a half block, they'll definitely allow us to suck it through.
Yeah.
Right.
I at least hope so.
Yeah, I also do. Okay. Oh yeah, something else. Oh yeah, I should definitely talk about this.
Do you have
Nightmare
a
on
list
Christmas.
for this?
Not really. I'm just checking my subscriptions. Normally I do this before the recording, but this time I'm just doing it live. The Nightmare After Christmas. We already talked about this, but yeah, one thing.
I thought you said Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. We're a month
Early
late,
slash late.
yeah. So the Nightmare Before Christmas Minecraft custom map made by JL Sankar and
On Christmas.
bunch of people.
It's not
And-
before, it's on. Yeah.
See, I think he says Nightmare off and Nightmare on interchangeably, or it's like it's not entirely consistent, but I just say on typically. I just say TNOC, so whatever. Yeah. So TNOC
Knock.
V 1.0 has been
Knock, knock.
released.
1.0? No, it's
The 1.2, and
1.2,
this
yeah.
this is a very big I have been involved in the development of it for a bit. I would say I've
It's also
helped.
made by Wout.
Yeah, so if you fly around in creative, you can find a parkour section somewhere, which was basically just there to troll JL because he made an impossible map, so I made an impossible parkour, and he had to complete it. I think.
Is it a real impossible or is it
No,
nearly impossible?
I have done every jump on there individually, but good luck doing them all in a row.
In a speedrun without stopping the user.
Of course. Well, actually, I think you need to walk at some. I don't know. It's very weird. I try to use as much mechanics as possible. Many mechanics. I still mess those up. I kind of suck. Oh well. So that has been released. So yeah, I only did that, and I also copied some coordinates for like an hour or something. And why did you need coordinates? because big update. Basically, it's multiplayer compatible. Or it should be at least. There's a whole reset system. So if some player leaves, you need to reset the map because he could have items with him to make things uncompletable.
Is reset also working in the single player version?
Yeah.
What?
Nice.
Yeah, if you play with one player, you can also reset.
Yeah, see, that's
But
the
yeah,
thing.
for one map, one of the puzzles I messed it up and there wasn't really a reset for it.
Yeah, but it's not
it-
like a multiplayer version; it's multiplayer compatible. Like
Yeah,
you can also
it's
play
really
with
about the
other-
resets, and they have an entire system like, they detect, one player left, now maybe it's impossible, you need to do this. Yeah, well, basically the thing is, if you have two players, if you would have two players, one player helps the other player complete it, then the first player leaves, and you would have one player at the door, he could go on, and it would be way too easy, basically. But the way it currently is, you can end up with one player at least who either you have a solution which is done as a group and it doesn't matter whether you have multiple players, or you just you can help the other player, but in the end you have one player who's left behind and has to do the thing on his own. So yeah, that's very complex rules basically, and big props to Stefan. Like from the beginning, basically he was the one who really went into the command block, started messing with a bunch. Basically, for example, the whole comparator mode changing. I think it works both ways now, and it's also done instantly within the same tick, so you can't mess around anymore and push villagers around to duplicate comparators. That's pretty cool. Check out that in the description, I guess. But secondly, about TNOC as well. I guess a bit back to the editorial because we don't have much of a structure in the anyway. We thought that it would be fun to, actually, what anime's idea, so why don't you talk about that? I talk way too much.
Yeah, I thought now that it's multiplayer compatible, we could like play together. Maybe on a stream even.
Yeah, I think that's the main question for the viewers.
Yeah,
right?
play it on a stream with, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 guys if we can get everyone in there. And
all of them talking.
Yeah, get more of this unorganized craziness going on. And have
Then
some fun.
live.
Yeah, and you guys can laugh at us live.
Maybe we could even make the podcast episode now. Well, I don't know. Maybe we can see.
8.1.
We could do like
No,
all of those as a
8.2. This is
background footage if you want, but yeah. Let us know if you are interested in that, and we might gonna do that.
A couple of episodes back, someone suggested to do streaming, and then not podcast streaming, but just us as a group streaming, and this could be something.
I would be okay with. See, that's the thing about streaming. You stream and it's over. Big difference right there. I would be. I'm really in for the idea of playing TNOC v 1.2.
So yeah,
Well, at least if we could get most people in there, because we're just playing it with 3 people, that would be kind of boring. Well,
yeah,
sense.
I think all of us 3, like you finished it. I
did not finish it. I
think like that's just like 1 or 2 levels I didn't do yet, but
couple of levels, the beginning ones I finished, but after that I didn't have time. I was just flying around and yeah.
Yeah, so definitely let us know if you want it or not, because if like no one answers that he wants that, we're not gonna do it, at least on stream. So yeah, definitely let us know.
You can still do it and use as background footage.
Yeah, just us messing around constantly.
Because if those puzzles are really hard, then it's standing still and thinking, and it's not distracting, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
Standing still is not distracting.
Yeah, that's that. So
yeah, let's move on, I guess. Just going through here.
Let's move on. I guess that's said a lot.
Yeah, because we're trying to go through things.
But also this week, Cube Hamster made this new missile for
this
like
week?
Yeah, that was this week. Like underwater missile.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That pierces through walls, which is really cool. And he also made another video where he has it flying through lava and it still works, which is
that's
nice.
what I thought.
Oh yeah, I actually did a bit of research on because. So yeah, if you're just listening, you're like, well, of course it can go through water. Water behaves just like air to missile, right? Yes, but the thing is that if you just explode all of the tea in water, it's not gonna cause a lot of damage. The thing is that you need to basically
And another thing with moving flying machines in water, I saw that the other day. Someone made a simple flying machine, and that one did not work in water because the flowing water
updates.
would update it, and then it would get
that's
stuck.
what it needs. So it's more complex than you may think. Like pistons, which only get updated at some point, get updated too early because of water flowing back into their position. That kind of stuff does affect it. But the main thing Cube Hamster overcomes, main challenge, is to basically get a decent sized explosion. But you need to do that by basically keeping the water away from your explosion chamber, you could say. Or basically what he does is create this explosion chamber by assuming there's a 5 thick or not as thick wall, and he basically just injects the TNT into it, and there's a trigger TNT with which triggers those, and before, even if there would be water above, which will flow in, the TNT explodes way before it can flow in. As a result, you have a decent sized explosion. So maybe there's also ways to do this by just carrying your own like air explosion chamber, but I think it would be quite complex. However, that would mean that you don't have to assume that there's just a wall you can pierce through, as Cube Hamster does, which was kinda an assumption I don't think will always work out. And about the lava, a lot of people, of course, would think, well, lava, that's an issue because, well, it ignites TNT, right? Apparently, lava only can set TNT on fire, and the fire would ignite the TNT. So you need those two steps. Also, the TNT is constantly moving normally.
Yeah.
And I've done some tests.
There are no air blocks right next to it for
Yes.
the fire,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
that's also something I thought, but when you think about it, there are air blocks generated by this flying machine as it's going through, basically behind it. So, if on the backside there is a spot where if you don't place your TNT in some way, there will be spots on the backside. But even so, I did some tests on creative with lots of TNT, game roll 2 Fatic on, and it looks like if you're constantly moving, if you move around, when I say constantly, I mean basically you move the TNT, wait 1.5 ticks, you move it again, so basically it's moving half of the time. This is the same speed Cube Hamster's machine was going at, basically, just 3.3 meters a second, so the same amount of movement, unless you use like 0 ticks, that's a bit more complex. So yeah, if you're doing it like that, there's doing those 1.5 ticks, there seems to be some kind of minimal fire tick countdown, which cannot be reached in that time, because I checked with command blocks and everything, there was never fire being generated on top of the TNT, although when it was standing still, there was. So it was definitely some minimal timer implemented right there, although it would be nice to get confirmation from the code. So yeah, it really looks like this thing didn't just have luck, or have no really bad luck. It really seems to be lava proof. That's all.
Yeah, so basically, if you're fast enough, you won't burn, or it won't burn when it explode.
Yeah, and I think actually even with like the average engine, which is I think 1 block every 6 ticks, even then I think it's pretty safe.
That's cool.
Alright. Something else I think would be worth mentioning. Pi. Did you see his video by any chance?
Oh,
The
the roller coaster one.
Minecraft roller coaster.
Yeah, the roller coaster.
I
Yeah,
saw
so
that one.
I
didn't
actually
try
have to play
myself,
it.
but
I think I actually wanted to play it and then I just totally forgot about it because I'm an idiot. But the video itself it's a lot of work, but we tried to discuss technical stuff on here, so we won't go too deep into it, I guess. But one reason I think it's worth a mention is that I totally did not know you could control minecarts if you had a pig riding in there.
No.
So yeah,
I
basically, player riding a pig, riding a minecart, and you can control the minecart. Kind of
Yeah,
weird,
but everything is inversed, so
yeah, so he even shows that he just inverses his own
I heard
controls
something
to make
about
sure that it works.
you should do an F5 mode, and then you have kind of normal views on
or
it.
you could just
Not really. Yeah, like
right.
I think Pi solution is easier.
You could
Yeah.
just like not invert it, play like a flight simulator or something.
Lol. Yeah.
But yeah,
I just learned to do everything on that way.
Yeah, also
Forward,
like
back, and
what that reminds me of is I saw a picture of like something one of the Pocket Edition guys is working on, which might come to normal Minecraft for PC, is two entities in one boat. And there's like a picture of a player and a pig in a boat. And what does that
you can
when
make
I saw
cruise
that,
ships.
no, that's not what I thought of.
Ah.
I thought of a while ago there was the idea that you could reach in chunks if you have an entity with enough writing text that it exceeds the MBT limit, and if you have boats
That's
with
true,
two
I
things
think
in
so.
them, you're one step closer. So if
Well,
it
I think
comes
I'm
to
yep.
PC Minecraft, it could be possible. Probably, maybe, I don't know.
Now
Have
it
to
really
see
has a
later.
question about what can we do, because it's not just some duplication glitch. You have to, it has to. You basically hitching this junk, so you can't get any item from it. So that would be raise a question for a lot of servers. I think, well, technical servers. Most of servers would probably ban it if they really had players doing it. So when you get to technical servers, it's not like a pure duplication glitch. You can't just take a stack of diamonds, turn it into 2 stacks. You actually have to look like, oh, there's a spot where diamond is generated right here. I need to hook up a stone generator. It has to be in this corner of a chunk because else it gets overridden itself. I've made it myself, but there's definitely more involved than just duplication. But it's still quite damn powerful. I could get like 10k diamonds out of it per hour. So it's kind of,
yeah, it's still.
on the
Do
border.
you really want to duplicate it? Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
might
not
wanna
duplication,
duplicate
but
it
it's
because
pretty
of
OP.
yeah, it's cool stuff and cool
Yeah,
new
and-
techniques. I want to try it out, but do you really want the diamonds? Because diamonds are just useless.
No, I actually kind of like diamonds because
Well, if you start more late,
villagers.
you actually need some
Yeah.
diamonds. So
like I still have to mine for diamonds every now and like I basically have like 55 I think diamond ore on Heatflex, and I just don't want to convert it because I may need to make a diamond cave at some point with
Yeah, I don't use my diamonds. I got some diamonds when we went.
Yeah,
in the
because you have villagers which trade for all
in
of
the
your
first
stuff.
couple of days, I used those. I found some diamonds, and after that, I cannot remember that I really caved. And yeah, from digging the overworld pyramid for the witch farm, I got some diamonds from that. But other than
yeah,
that,
like, all the diamonds I got are from the witch perimeter, and like end of last week, early this week, I got some more from putting
installing
in beacons
beacons.
for installing beacons for the next perimeter. So that's the way I get diamonds. Yeah, no. But like with chunk region, like getting diamonds is only beginning. You could have multiple dragons. So
And you
Well,
can
yeah,
have
that's one of
multiple
those things,
perfect villages.
yeah. you
Wait,
could
if you
duplicate
have a
villages.
villager that has
Well,
a perfect
with chunk
first
region,
trait,
it doesn't work.
yeah, you don't see that's the thing, you don't duplicate stuff. You just regen something to its.
Yeah, like
Has
that's
to do with
a
population.
chunk reversion. That's like
so if you have a villager with some traits, if you do that magical perk thing, do you get the same traits?
No, you lose a villager.
like if you duplicate your villager with chunk reversion,
Hmm?
it should be the same.
Oh,
one,
that's yeah.
I think.
Then you could find a villager that has a perfect first trait, and then you
try
could
over and over
duplicate
again
it.
for better
And
odds.
for the duplicate, you try the second trait. Second trait is not good, and then you
Until
do
like
another
all,
duplicate
are they
Oh,
like
yeah.
until
all
you have a
predetermined, or do you
perfect
just
second trait. And
Depends. I think you're
Other-
right because I don't think I haven't checked the MT tags or something, but I don't think I've ever seen an MT tag in villages which determines some kind of predetermined seed. So I'm pretty sure it's just randomly decided whenever it needs to. So maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but then you
it
would
was a
like
villager noise.
have to tube your villagers, and that's cheating.
Yeah, this
At
is
least I consider
cheating
it. So yeah.
No, it's
border
breeding.
territory stuff.
It's breeding, but then
breeding,
not
but
the
different.
normal way. It's
Yeah, breeding.
IVF.
Oh.
It's less controversial villager breeding.
You don't need wheat. Don't need bread.
Don't need weed. Dude, holy fuck. Okay, I think there are other drugs which you would use for that, but
No, the normal wheat. The tower.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but just in the whole context of human breeding, yeah. That's like we're
Next
getting
topic.
next topic. We get flagged for criminal encouragement stuff on. our
People just
podcast,
put
yeah.
a beep on it, but forget to get out this part.
Right.
Yeah.
I would keep it as funny. Next
Don't do
part.
drugs,
Well,
and if you do, we didn't tell you to. So.
yeah. Don't do drugs, people. We all have experience on the subject, of course. Now, I think I saw something else in here, but I may have missed it.
Okay, can we go to the main topic for today then?
Well, is there a main topic? That's the main question. The
Yeah.
main question.
We could do our main topic. The question of if we need the main topic, and we talk about that. But I don't. Think
Do we
it's
even need
much
a main
Minecraft
topic?
related.
Episode title right there.
I know we're probably long enough to just cut it here and like not ever making it to the main topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
another podcast that was
the thing
just
is,
lots of follow up, and then in the end, it's time.
it looks like we're 1 hour 10 or something, right?
1 hour, 10 minutes, 39 seconds.
I
But
think
yeah,
we can
there were
personally
a
do
couple
it.
of seconds in the beginning, couple of minutes in the beginning that needs to be cut out, and I think one part that I need to cut.
Well, unless you guys see, that's the thing. I personally think this is a good length. It's short, but if we start discussing something now, it will probably go into 2 hours territory. And I think if we
Yeah,
want to keep up
yeah.
some more episodes, we want to, save our topics for a bit. Maybe have like 1 hour and a bit episodes.
So
So I'm good like this, basically. What do you think?
we're deciding on not doing a main topic today.
Yeah, but what should we do as a title then?
Do we even need a main topic? It's a joke.
The title, because normally
Yeah.
the
Do we
title is
even?
just-
That's the title. Do we even need a main topic?
Ah,
We
could use that.
could do like a secret topic or something like that.
Secret topic. That's just
special announcements.
special announcement. We're also clickbaiters from now on.
No,
Fastest special announcement.
well, I
Jesus Christ.
guess we could conclude with what we take away from our experiment. And
Our
The thing is-
experiment. We don't have a main topic, but we talked
for the
very
experiment
long.
for scientific research, you first
Oh yeah,
have to do
scientific,
that.
of course.
Yeah, you have to. We had to do in the beginning. Then, what do you think? And
Oh, the hype, but
hypothesis.
that's the inductive method. But I think the deductive method is also used in science these days.
Deductive.
Basically, the inductive, I think, is the annoying way where you first have to make your hypothesis and then test
Mhm.
it. Whereas deductive method is basically first you experiment, then you get your hypothesis. And I mean, of course, you check, but it's more focused on getting the experiments right, I guess.
Hmm.
It's less focused
Okay,
on
we
trial
will
and
do
error.
that way.
Well, yeah, we're getting a real
Because
science
we failed
territory
at
here.
the other one. I
um,
think it's worked out good. It may be a little,
It's a
less
bit short, but
organized, but
it was fun.
yeah.
I think I had fun with it. Yeah, it's kind of chaotic, but I think I don't know. I watch podcasts which are totally like that. And
No,
like
I
that.
don't watch podcasts.
I listen to them. Jesus Christ, the vocabulary on here.
We've been doing this since last year and it's still the same thing.
Next week on the Redstone Quarry podcast,
wait,
semantics arguments with Niels.
Oh,
Go notes.
this is way too good.
Oh, it's feedback, and we do the follow-up of feedback.
That's
everything
next
is
week.
wrong.
Niels. No.
Oh, yeah.
Niels, don't
Um,
splash the topic. We need the time. Make it 200 episodes.
200. Okay. Good luck.
Well, you made 007, so that implies that you expect us to have a 100th episode at some point.
Or maybe it was just for the James Bond reference.
200 episodes. That would take 4
Oh my god,
years.
last episode was a James Bond episode. Why didn't we do anything?
It was secret.
Mm-hmm.
Da-da. We actually
I think that needs to be an
Hey,
outro.
hey, don't sing that we will get flagged.
Yeah,
and
no.
Oh no, we will get flagged.
We should
Yeah.
look at the flag.
We're not like James Bond. We're actually good spies because no one knows our name apart from James Bond. Where like
Yeah,
everybody
like-
knows his real first and last name.
Yeah, why would you say that, dude? You're a secret agent.
Yeah, like your world
You should
first
have
spy.
a secret name.
I'm Bond, James. Oh, whatever the
No, that's not
Really
his
word
real
goes.
name.
I'm blonde, James Blonde.
what the fuck, dude?
That's a secret name.
Okay, maybe we should
okay,
skip this
maybe-
because
okay,
yeah.
Our scientific experiment was not really scientific. I would
But-
say it was
Scientific
successful
enough.
though.
Yeah, we didn't come up with the main topic, but we did get the podcast, which I think is short length but still good. And
I think it's about the length
Yeah.
that we should aim at. It's 1 hour and 50 minutes now. So
alright,
I
So-
think it's a good aiming.
how do we end
Uh,
this?
Please let us know what you thought about this little
In the
experiment.
comments below or on Reddit, where Niels will happily
Yeah,
respond to every comment.
I do a bit, oh, that's actually something I didn't mention. Like, I look at more Reddit like lately because I ran out of 9gag posts earlier for some reason.
Yeah, sure.
And on r/Redstone, I found a teaser for like a server tour for the Protocraft server, which I had never heard of before. So I looked it up because there was like a comment that you can still apply for it on the Minecraft forums. And I found out that the guy who made this Wolf Wither Skeleton farm, that's how I found him, because he's the server owner. And I found out that Dr. Sploosh is actually a server member there.
Funny.
So it's like kind of reverse stalking. So Sploosh, if you're
It's
listening,
reverse stalking. Oh my god.
Sploosh, if you're listening, I'm watching out.
Yeah. If you're listening, say something in the comments.
Yeah.
comments.
Actually, I'm kind of hyped for that server tour actually, because yeah, kind of interested to see what Sploosh and the other guys were up to. So yeah, but yeah, I think that was like kind of off topic, even though we
Wout,
didn't have one.
do a outro that fits the theme of this episode.
The name is Wout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm out. Bye.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I don't have anything good.
It's
I'm
good.
enemy 22 and I'm out.
I'm Neil 17 and
I'm 17.
Nothing rhymes with that.
Yeah,
yeah.
let's just go with that.
yeah.
Yeah, guys.